Welcome everybody to another Voice of Nick show. We're doing more of our Posthomerica artwork here. I have, between episodes, finished constructing the clean version of the cover. Now what we want to do is our usual thing where we merge all the layers and put all the post-processing on it. So let's get to it. Pretty exciting stuff that we're reaching a point like this. I also made sure that all the stuff was centered in the image as well, which we never really bothered to do with the thing we had before. Okay, so how is this the case? I see. Okay. We probably just want to get rid of this then. Where is this changing when I do this? Not sure. Alright, so we will basically work our way upwards with this, same as we always do. And it should be a little easier because there's not that many pieces that really connect to each other. Let's delete that. Yeah, we're going to remake all of the elements. So this is where we need to pay attention. Why does this occur? This occurs because there is a mask on here. Can it not make a selection? There you go. Now if we go in here and we could cut this opposite this from both of these, that should accomplish our task. Yep, okay. We're going to merge the similarly shaded layers together. We're just going to merge this into the picture. This is the cracks. Oh wait, hold on, we want to merge this onto here, I think, right? So we want to do the same thing with this. Invert the selection. We're going to delete that out of both of these layers. Now when we destroy this, it'll stay. Good. Okay. So basically all of the stuff that is not text will get merged. But the text we will keep as its own thing because I think that's going to be sort of special treatment, like we might want to make it a little less weathered than everything else. delete all this. These are just all the different directions. We'll just merge it. Good. And so this text we're going to keep on its own. Yeah, this stuff doesn't matter. We can just merge all of it. There's no black in there, right? Correct, okay. Merge this. Then merge this. And delete this. Now we have everything we want ready to go. Let's actually just make these separate. And I think we will we're going to put this into the group with the other text here. We will group the white or whiter text together. Yes, this is the two hero text here, the two subtext here. Okay. Good. Now, we do what we do. So we're going to first create our background layer. Let's save this. Why is this happening? Hold on. Oh, it's not. It was an illusion. Uh-oh. Okay, this is looking good. Don't want to forget to do the parts that are actually like black inside of a character, because that black is still able to be affected by this texture. Okay, so we got the basic small texture on there. Now let's do the next one, which is the slightly lighter one. Okay, now we're gonna do this color, very small, comparatively speaking. Yeah, it's like a bleed that comes off the characters. We need this to be smaller, I think. Let me just change his... His arm was looking a little too thin there. Damn, this is a little bit too big. Maybe like 200. This is essentially like a little layer that adds some sort of, I hesitate to say realism because I'm not really going for like photorealism, but it gives it the quality of a piece of Greek pottery, which you often see in artworks of that sort, where the colors bleed for various whatever reasons, maybe from the firing of the pottery itself or aging or something, but you often see that the primary color will bleed into the background color. And it's not really that noticeable, but it clearly adds something to the picture. Okay, so now we want to do the same thing, but for the accent color. It's the kind of effect, this type of thing is like the kind of effect that you don't see from far away, but when you look closely at the cover, it sort of like validates the detail, because it's like you go, oh, okay, yeah, it is really still detailed when you look closely. This one won't have any stuff around it, really. And then even the text would get some aspect of that, but we don't want it to be too much that it causes the text to lose the contrast with the background, of course. Okay. Great. Now we do what? Okay. That's all done. Yeah. Now we move on to this. We're going to add a sort of texture layer to this. Yeah, it seems good. The size of the brush doesn't seem to really affect the size of the marks. Let's see if I make it really small. Yeah, it doesn't. So we essentially just give this a little once over, and it adds those textures to everything. Okay, good. Good. Now we want to add that to our... Can I add this? Yeah, we can do this onto a group. So we want to add the texture into the text. Good. Now we do the what? It'd be interesting to have a lighter color there too. No, all that seems to be doing is... That doesn't work. It's just like washing over. I don't get why it's not really... What if I put it under? No, it's just doing it as if I'm painting. Yeah, I can't get it to like... I'm just gonna screw around with this, add in a few places randomly. So it hits the picture. Like if you look at Priam right here, you can see it's on there. We're probably gonna just make it a little bit translucent. So it's just a small imperfection essentially that we're adding into the texture of the paint damage or whatever. Good. Now we want to do this same thing for this. Yep. That's really all the stuff that would have this texture. There's nothing else. Oh, his headband, I guess. And then the text, which is this. Let's put this text by the... Uh-oh, why is that? Okay. Now we add this to here. didn't seem to make a difference. Why? It might be that the text is the wrong color. Oh yeah, it was. Okay. So that's the correct color for the text to match the accent color. And then we will match the accent. Now it's textured. Okay, good. Okay. Good. So actually we want to take this text. We need to have it on the top for what we're going to be about to do next. Because now we want to take all of this put it in a group and weather it. The brush needs to be smaller for what we're doing here. Yeah, it looks good. So how is this included? Oh, okay. So we didn't want the text to actually be included in this, so we're going to take it out. We want to weather the text separately. And then we can add weathering back in where we feel like it got a little bit too clean. All right, so we got a little bit of weathering in. Now we will weather the background. Yeah, so basically we want to take these layers, put them in a group, and put a mask on it. We need to get the orange color. I don't know which of these is the correct. It doesn't really matter. And for this, we don't need that much because we already did a lot of good weathering on the background. But this is just another extra layer to essentially show the base color through the background. And I like doing it with this vertical thing, like as if there's some kind of dripping or, like if it was left out in the rain or something, and there's like this verticality to the weathering. So for all of them, we start from this kind of vertical perspective when we weather stuff. Okay, now it's looking pretty cool. We want to get this translucent part of the mat in so that not all of the weathering is like so stark. And I love when we can get something like this where it looks like there's sort of like dust coming down through the weathering. Like the excuse is still there that it's because of the damaged vessel, but it also works visually in the picture. Great. It's looking good. Yeah, because like from far away you can still read the picture exactly, but from close up you really get a sense of like the amount of detail. All right. Now we are going to weather the text, which requires a bit of a lighter touch. What am I doing? Oh, it's because it has a selection tool. It's not letting me select. I suppose that should be expected. So the text weathering, we don't really want there to be almost any, because obviously you won't be able to read the text. So we're going to use a very, very small amount. Like in that scenario, you can't see what it even says. Yeah, so like that works, where it is visibly weathered, but it's not in such a way that it would screw it up. I kind of want to weather the borders a little bit more so the text pops out. ahead. Now we do this. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Great. Okay. And this text is very small, so we have to make sure that we actually, it's easy for it to feel like it, becomes invisible. Because if even a little chunk is taken out of it, that's a pretty large percentage of its general, surface area. I really think this post-processing adds so much to the picture. I mean, it's important to make sure the artwork looks good on its own, obviously, but it's a whole different thing once you add these post-processing layers to it. I think it really elevates the imagery to become something else. It's no longer like art in this style, but art that somehow communicates that it really understands. It's clear that we've been studying what this type of art looks like, and not just sort of like making something that kind of looks like it, or like that we think looks like it. At least for me, I feel like it adds a lot to it. Yeah, I mean, from here, it's a great read. The characters look good. Maybe we'll brighten up Neoptolemus' sword a tiny bit. Yeah. Nothing looks overly weathered to me. Title, illustrated edition, very clear, even from far away. The other stuff is not necessarily important to see from far away on the book cover, because they'll already be communicated on the store page. Who translated, who did the art, who wrote the story. The important thing is what the story is and what's interesting about this edition. And of course the picture. Ladies and gents, I think we got a book cover. So that's going to do it for this one. We have the cover for the book. I will be trying to coincide. Unfortunately, you can't simul-release a book with an audiobook, I found out, on Amazon, if it is based on a story that is like royalty-free or whatever you call it, like a copyright expired story that you are creating your own edition of. They just don't allow pre-orders for that. And in order to simul release it, you have to use pre-orders. So the book will be out before the audiobook, but I'm not going to post it to the Amazon store until the audiobook is closer to release. So I'll be posting in the Discord or whatever when the book edition is coming out. But keep your eyes open for it. And we still have a little bit of artwork to do. We want to do the audiobook cover, but we'll be probably working on that after doing the audiobook audio. So I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for joining the show. This is pretty exciting that the book cover is done and real, and I think it looks great. I'm really happy with it. So yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.